So when you're comparing somebody's end result or end goal with where you are now, what you've done is you've ignored the growth process that person has gone through to get to that place, and you're also ignoring your own growth process. Hey fam, how are you doing today? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Tobi Achudume. If this is your first time here, you're super welcome. I am so excited to have you here with me. So here on this channel, we'll talk about topics, tips and tricks that help us grow fearlessly to the best versions of ourselves. If you're interested in videos like that, please click the subscribe button so you get notified when we have new videos up. If you're a returning viewer or a returning subscriber, thank you so much for stopping by again. I am so glad to have you here with me. Do not forget to share this video with your friends and family. Also leave me a comment in the comment section at any point that anything I say hits you the most. Let's get into today's video. We are going to be looking at the best ways that you can fight the good fight with comparison. Let's go. So I'm sure you hear this all the time or as many times as possible, and I'm very sure that I have said it so many times even here on my channel that the only person you should be comparing yourself with is who you were yesterday. Now, very easy to say, I said it in literally less than 10 seconds, but the work is in the actual doing. The practicality of it is not as easy as said. It's very easy for you to say do not compare yourself with anybody, but even now today, it is much more difficult or challenging to not compare yourself, because as much time as you spend on social media, there is always something to see that can make you compare yourself with somebody that you have seen on social media, whether you know that this person is living this lifestyle or not. So on social media, we see so many versions of the perfect lives. You see people living in better houses than you are. You see people living in better bodies than you are. You see people driving better cars, and some people driving cars and you're not even driving a car. You see people just living life in a better way than you are on social media. This is a good time for me to tell you that not everything that you see on social media is true, but who cares? Let's move on. You see people wearing more fancy clothes or fancier clothes than you're wearing, shopping in luxurious places, going on luxurious trips and holidays, and spending more money than you're making in a month. And so you compare yourself with these pictures that you see, these perfect lives that you see on social media. And so today, telling you to not compare yourself is a bit more challenging than it was 10 years ago. But we're going to be able to defeat it today. Yeah. And apparently there is also a biological or psychological reason why we compare ourselves with others. So I'm going to go into my notes because I'm about to read some biology things. So a professor of organizational behavior says that comparison is one of the basic ways we develop an understanding of who we are, what we're good at, and what we aren't good at. And if you think about this, you actually see, I mean, one of the reasons or one of the ways we know that we don't know how to do something is because we have seen someone else doing it. So our brain uses this technique of comparison to help you figure out how you measure up with life and how you are with people around you. However, the fact that your brain uses comparison to help you to know what you should do and what not to do and all of the things that comes with that doesn't mean that you should spend your days comparing yourself with others, because what you're going to do to yourself is lose your originality and take away your joy, which is going to lead me to the points that I want to share with you, how to avoid this menace called comparison and make sure that it does not stop you from living life to its fullest. Number one way to defeat comparison is to know and understand the damage that it can cause. So you have heard this so many times that comparison is a killer of joy or steals joy, whichever form or frame you have heard this sentence in. I'm sure that you have heard it somewhere, somehow, someday. And even if you haven't seen or heard this phrase or saying anywhere, you can bear witness to this as I'm going to explain it to you. So imagine yourself on social media, or let's not even just base this on social media. You're having a conversation or you see someone in real life and you start to compare yourself with this person. In that moment that you have indulged in comparison, however long or short that time is, you see that you don't have joy in that moment. But something that you identify right on the spot when you are indulging in comparison is that you are not happy and you are beginning to look down on yourself. So you see yourself as less of who you are, or even who you saw yourself as 5 minutes ago, because you have started comparing yourself with somebody else on social media or in real life. And in that moment, you cannot be talking down on yourself or looking down on yourself and be experiencing joy. And in this life that we live in, you need joy to survive. life would life you. The only thing that helps you to stay alive is that you maintain joy, you hold on to joy. So while you're comparing yourself with whatever you have seen on social media or in real life, you see that you are being irritated by the little things. So for example, you live in a nice 1-bedroom apartment and you've just seen somebody on social media telling you that she has just bought a 3-bedroom apartment or moved into a 3-bedroom apartment. On the spot, you begin to see your 1-bedroom apartment, which you liked 5 minutes ago, as something irritating. That means that you have lost joy in that area and for that particular moment. So why shouldn't you live joy? Joy gives you strength to go through the day. Joy helps you to look forward to the things that you want to achieve, helps you to look forward to the days that you want to live. Also helps you to maintain a good spirit as you're going through the day, the months, the years, and all of the things, life's challenges, issues, great days, bad days, and all of that. Joy helps you to push through and go through them. The second way to avoid comparison is to be intentional about gratitude. Yes. I've talked about this in one of my videos, which I'm going to have linked here, so you should check it out. When you are maintaining or practicing gratitude, you cannot be in a bad mood. So positive and negative emotions cannot be in the same person at the same time. So if right now you're thinking of the many things that you are happy for or happy about or grateful for, you cannot at the same time be thinking of the things that are not working for you. And this is why I encourage you to always maintain an attitude of gratitude, because when you are in a state of gratitude, you do not see the things that are not working for you. You do not see the things that are bad. You do not see the evils or the challenges that you're facing as the main factor in your life. What you see are the things that are great, things that are working out, and the things that push you to continue to believe that there is always something good coming at the end of the day. Also a great place for me to tell you that if you haven't gotten my prayer journal, you should, because in my prayer journal, I encourage you right there to always have something that you're grateful for at the start or at the end of the day. So whenever you decide to journal, and I have one just here, I'm going to just have it open. So this is Strong and Courageous, and when you open, it's a new one, so I'm just going to open a random page. So you see that you have something that you are grateful for as the start of your journaling, because when you have that, then you're able to also think clearly on the things that you're requesting for. When you're requesting, you're not requesting from a place of bitterness, but you're requesting from a place of he has done it before and is going to do it again. So one of the ways that you can be intentional about practicing gratitude is to journal about it. So get a prayer journal or a daily journal, and you can actually write down the things that you're grateful for. Another way is to start a gratitude jar. I did this for a bit and it was helpful at the time when I was doing it, but now I focus on journaling because that works best for me. Another thing that you can use to be intentional about gratitude is to start a voice note. Not voice note what we send on WhatsApp, but like a voice note, a note with your voice on it. So I use voice recording on my phone to take notes of things that I want to talk about or things that I want to remember, and I'm too lazy to pick out my planner or journal to write anything down, and then I can go back to listen to it. So a gratitude audio journal also works. Use your phone for something else other than social media. And the great thing about keeping all of this, so maybe a journal, a jar, or a voice recorder, is that you can always go back to either read or listen and remind yourself of the things that have worked out. And this kind of also reminds you that when you're stuck in a fix, or when you're fixed in a sticky situation, you know that you've come out of other sticky situations and you can come out of this sticky situation as well. A third way to defeat comparison is to be comfortable with growth. A lot of us do not even like the idea of growth because we think it is this stressful, tedious, annoying process that we have to go through. Sometimes it is, but you have to be comfortable with growth, because if you have a picture that you need to get to, you are going to have to grow into that picture. Imagine a child coming up to you knowing that at a point in their life they are going to want to drive a car, and they come up to you at the age of 6 and tell you that you should give them a car. You're not going to give them because you know that they cannot sustain that car. They are going to either kill themselves or kill other people on the road. They have to grow to the point where they understand the use of a car, can handle the car, drive the car safely, go to places and come back safely in the car. And so this is how the process of growth works for us as well. There are so many things that we want to see, we want to achieve, we want to be able to say, this is the life that I live. But if you live that life right now, you're going to abuse it. So when you're comparing somebody's end result or end goal with where you are now, what you've done is you've ignored the growth process that that person has gone through to get to that place. And you're also ignoring your own growth process because you know that you're not going to just get to that picture. You're going to have to go through the stages and processes to get to that picture. So at best, if you're going to be comparing yourself with anything or anybody, be comparing your start point with another person's start point. Start point is never fun. It's not always interesting. And even the process of growth is sometimes not interesting. You're going to go through challenges, difficulties. You're going to have great moments and you're going to have non-great moment. But what you can do with this is, while you're seeing this person's end goal or end result or where they are right now as a picture that you want to get to, see it as an inspiration, as something that you are attaining towards, not something that you're comparing yourself with. So you see somebody living the life that you want to live, look at that as an inspiration, that if this person could do it, then I absolutely can get there as well. I just need to go through the processes that I need to go through. This is not the excuse that you need to encourage laziness, and I'm not encouraging laziness or telling you that you should take your time forever. What I'm saying is, when you're seeing a picture that you are tempted to compare yourself with, understand that this picture has gone through different stages in life that you probably have to go through as well. And you're not comparing yourself with the person's end result, but you're seeing it as an inspiration for you to keep working, work harder towards what you want to get, towards the picture that you want to live, but also respect the process of growth. Basically, this is the mindset work. You have to put your mind into recognizing the process of growth, the advantages of growth as well, and also make sure that you're not using take your time as an excuse to not do the work you're supposed to be doing. A fourth way to avoid comparison or to stop comparison or deal with comparison is to celebrate your wins. You need to be proud of your wins. A lot of us are not proud of the wins that we get, and this is because we see these wins as minute, as small. As minute as this win is, best believe that there is somebody seeing that as a win that they want to get as well. So do not downplay the things that you have achieved or the things that you have accomplished or the things that you are accomplishing or achieving because you think that it is irrelevant in the grand picture or the grand scheme of things that you want to achieve. A win is a win. As minute or tiny as it is to you, it is still a win. So when you have wins at the end of the day, any kind of win that you have, say maybe you woke up by 6 a.m. when you plan to wake up by 6 a.m. That's a win, because a lot of times you're too tired to get up by 6 a.m. So do not underestimate the wins that you have. Do not make them irrelevant. Do not water them down because you think that is not big enough to be celebrated. And when I say celebrate, I do not mean like throw a party for your win. I say recognize the win that you have had. Give yourself a pat at the back and tell yourself that yes, you did this and there are many more wins to come. So in the place of avoiding comparison, when you celebrate your wins, you see it as steps that you're taking towards the big picture that you have. So what you see is you recognize that as much as this person that you're comparing yourself with is recording wins and having amazing wins, you are also having wins that you should recognize and celebrate. A fifth way to overcome comparison is to focus on your strengths and be aware of your weaknesses. So you know the things that you are good at. It's kind of like my sister sings beautifully, my brother sings beautifully as well. I cannot sing to save my soul. It would be very foolish of me to compare my singing voice with my sister's or my brother's because I know that there is no point. And I will only be making myself feel bad for not being able to sing when in actual sense it's not something that I need to live or survive. And so when you just picture it in this way, you see that there are things that you are able to do that this person that you're comparing yourself with cannot do. And there are things that obviously this person can do that you cannot do, but that's not your strength. So focus on your strength. Focus on the things that makes you stand out. Focus on the things that helps you to be proud of who you are and proud of the journey that you are on, rather than looking at the things that this person is doing that has nothing to do with where you're going to in life or your purpose in life. And being aware of your weakness helps you to recognize the things that you should not be comparing yourself with other people by. However, it doesn't mean that you cannot work on these weaknesses. If you want to work on them, if you want to improve them, and you think that it's going to help you in any way and in any form, then please feel free to do so. But even doing that helps you to know that you are working on this thing because it's something that you are now interested in and you did not know how to do before. So comparing yourself with somebody that is an expert in it is still going to help you to know that there is no point in doing that. Number 6, avoid your triggers. And I have this as the last point because it's not something to base your whole process of defeating comparison on. Avoiding things does not mean that you have dealt with it. It just means that you have stayed away from it. And if at any point it rears up its head again, you are going to be triggered by it. But there are times where you need to stay away from the things that you are comparing yourself with. So for example, if you compare yourself with a particular person on social media, there is nothing stopping you from muting the person's notifications or muting the person's post, or if you have to block the person for a while because you know that this person is not helping you, right? And you are comparing yourself to this person and you're avoiding your comparison, which in this case is this person. So as much as I do not like to say that you should avoid things, I'm going to say this because sometimes you need to take some time off of the thing that triggers you. You also need to understand it better so that you can work through it and be more confident in your ability to not compare yourself again in the actual sense. So we are trying to get you to the point where even if you see these triggers, they don't trigger you anymore because you've worked through them. But before you get there, sometimes you may have to take some step back. And so if it is a particular friend, you can have a conversation with the person and say you need to do this to help yourself. If a person is a good friend, they are going to understand. If it's not a very good friend, they're probably going to make a fuss about it. But yep, you have to do what's best for you. So these are 6 ways that you can start using today to avoid comparing yourselves and to defeat comparison completely 100%. I hope that these tips help you to be a better version of yourself and to stop comparing yourself with other people. Please let me know in the comment section if you learned anything important, anything that you would like to add to the conversation. Please do so in the comment section. I love to see your comments. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please do not forget to give it a thumbs up, share with your friends and family, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Till next time, bye.